And now, here's your host of Shaping Success, Wes Tankersley.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to Shaping Success. I'm your host, Wes Tankersley. Before I get into my topic, or whatever you want to call it, if you could please like, share, and review this and help me to grow this show. I need your help. I can't make it grow without you. If you can like, share, review, if you can subscribe on YouTube, if you're watching this, if you can subscribe on Apple Podcast, leave a review. It helps a ton. It helps to get this out here. And I'm going to talk about some stuff today that has been on my mind. And I got some news yesterday. Pretty devastating news from my standpoint, because the reality of any situation is when you set your sights on something and you have, ideas of what is going to go on in your life, you expect them. We moved into our new home. It's been almost a month now, which is a great place. I love it. I love my home. I'm so happy that I worked so hard to get it. And that's kind of disheartening sometimes when things like this happen, and trying to figure out how to move forward, if you will. But I have no other way than to move forward. I posted a TikTok, and those of you who know me from TikTok or are listening from TikTok know that I have, like 22,000 followers on there, and a great group of people behind me supporting me. I also have my wife and my family, and I have my friend Jay, and I have a couple other really good friends that I talk to a lot. And they keep me sane sometimes. But sometimes I get down when situations happen. Something just didn't go my way. And it's a pretty big thing in my life. But I'm going to get through it. Now, what I want to tell you is that it's okay to wallow sometimes. It's okay to get a little down on the situation, but you have nowhere to go but forward. I have a friend on TikTok. She goes by Shaystar7. And she said something to me, and it was from a movie, and I kind of recognized what movie it was from. But it was funny because I needed that reminder that I need to move forward. No matter what it is, I tell people to do these things, and I need to do them too. But just like you, I'm human, and things affect me the same way that they affect you. So if something happens, it doesn't go your way. And her comment was, sometimes you can't dodge the wrench. And if you've watched Dodgeball, you would get that part. You just got to take the hit, stand up, and keep moving forward. And that just hit me. It just made me think that there are so many things in this world that just fall in line sometimes. And there's so many reasons behind why things are the way they are. And I yesterday got this news that I didn't really want to hear. Kind of knew it was coming, but didn't expect it like that. And then it happened, and I didn't know what to do. And I was thinking about, what am I going to do? How am I going to fix this? What can I do to make my situation better? How am I playing the victim, and how am I not going to be the victim? And what it boiled down to was grabbing my bootstraps and pulling those damn things back on and finding a way to move forward. And the funny thing about it is, 2 years ago, this would have been a little more devastating. It would have bothered me a little bit more than it does now. But I've conditioned my mind to be different. And I am an example that change is possible when you're trying to change a mindset. If you've been following me or listening to this podcast for a very long time, you know that I was I would call myself negative person at that time, because I always thought that the negative outcome was going to happen, and then the positive outcome came, and I was surprised and not let down. But now it's a different way, and that's the thing. I never wanted to be let down, so my feelings were always like, okay, I'm going to think this way, then that way I won't be let down, I won't be hurt, it won't bother me. But the problem is that you kind of squash that back down. You bury it deep and you don't let it out. And I'm familiar that a lot of my following, a lot of my people who listen to this, who follow me on YouTube, who watch my videos on TikTok, are female. And everyone always says, well, if you're a male, you can't have feelings, right? And that, I think, is it's bullshit. You have feelings, you just learn to hide them a little bit better than other people, and for the most part. Now, if you've been talking about your feelings for a long time, that's more power to you, and good for you for getting that out, because I think that that's very important to be able to get it out. But having that victim mentality and thinking, what did so-and-so do to me? Why did they do that to me? And they didn't. They didn't do it to me. I allowed them to do it to me. I allowed it to happen to me, and I'm allowing these things to be the way that they are. So with that in mind, I changed the way that I thought. I feel different about it. And what happened yesterday could have bothered me for a very long time. And it still bothers me a little bit, but it's like in the back of my mind. It's not in the forefront anymore, because I'm going to do everything I can. And I know that I can, to be better today than I was yesterday, and to do more than I did the day before, and to continue to grow in a way that is conducive to making me feel better about who I am. And sometimes you get hit by the wrench, and that's what happened. I got hit by the wrench. So I either stay down or I get up and keep going. So that's it. Sounds super easy, right? But I'll tell you, it's not. It's not easy. And I've never said anything that I do to adjust the way that I think is easy. You still get down when someone compares you to someone, when someone tells you you're not doing a good job, or don't even do it, but just infer that you aren't. You compare yourself to other people and other things and stuff like that, and it never makes you feel better. That's why I've decided a long time ago that I was only going to compete with myself. However, being a competitor, it's not that easy to just compete with yourself, because you have to be better for yourself, not for other people. And so that's one of the tough things that you deal with. But again, it's a choice. You know, there's choices that you have. You have choices to blame other people. You have choices to think and decide what they have that you don't have. Or you have choices to make your own path and build your own thing and compare yourself to yourself and compete with yourself. And if you know that you're doing everything possible to make that happen, you're going to have a different path. Again, it's not easy. So what I want to do today is I want to implore you to think outside the box. Think about how you are allowing someone else to overtake your thoughts in your mind, and how you're allowing these other people to make you feel the way they are. Anyone who is talking shit about you is probably not doing better than you almost every single time. And a lot of the times they're afraid to take the steps that you are to get where you are. So as you go throughout the day today, forget them. Worry about you. Deal with the things that are in front of you. And control what you can control. What you can control is your emotions, the way you react, and what you do. And if someone tells you you can't do it, and you believe them, who's in control? Not them. Not you. Them. So don't allow it. This is a short one. You know, there's some things that I've been kind of working through. Again, I'm in the bonus room here. With this situation that occurred, I decided that I'm going to move forward with the studio slowly but surely, have a little bit of patience. I talked about that a little bit last time. If I have time this weekend, I'm going to start putting the flooring in there. I have someone meeting me today to talk about some cabinets, but if the cabinets don't work out, I'm just going to punt and do something different. I don't always have to have all that stuff right away. And that's the thing that I think is hard to swallow sometimes, because I need things to, I need camera better than this one. This is right now I'm using my Mac camera because I have a little, I don't know what the hell you call it. A little plug-in camera that's not any good. Like I'm going to get an actual camera. I've got the good mics. I've got the Rodecaster Pro 2, which I'm going to plug in and attempt to use again because it kind of jacked my sound for a little bit. But I also realize that interviews are not really conducive right now for me. I want to have some interviews, but I can't do it here. I'm not going to do it here. I'm going to do it in the studio. I am going to have a second podcast. I haven't decided what it's called yet, but it's for me to help benefit creating customers for my day job, because this here is a hobby, as my wife would call it, because I do not get paid for it. I sell some merchandise here and there and things like that. But, if you think about it, when people think that they see, you see all the clips and everything that I post, but you're few and far between. Again, I say that because I'm thankful that you are here, but it doesn't grow very fast very often. And when you're making money on YouTube or when you're making money on TikTok, it comes in very small increments of like 10 cents a day or, 10 cents a 1,000 views, things like that. So it's important that, if you are watching, that you kind of don't let it die off. A lot of times people haven't made it this far in the podcast. And, to prove that, I'll tell you right now, if you DM me on one of the platforms, the first person to DM me on one of the platforms, I'll give you a Move Forward shirt. Yeah, I said it. So, but that means you had to be listening this far, and then you have to go and do a little work and get yourself a Move Forward shirt. So, by the way, these are available for purchase. They are $27 shipped. They come out of Arizona from my friend Jay Finning. You'll have to DM me. My website's a little off right now. We're working on getting the store set up, but what you can do is I take Venmo, PayPal, and then send me your address and your size and I'll tell you what colors I have, and we'll get you one going. And they come pretty quick. There's a lot of people who get them, within like 3-4 days after I put in the order, because Jay's right on top of it. But I'm going to Move Forward shirt, $27. We still got stickers and things like that. Hit me up. Let me know. First person who DMs me in any platform, I'm going to look at the time. I'm going to tell you who it was, who won, who got the shirt. So, again, like, share, review. Please help me to grow the show. I cannot make this work without your help. Until next time, I challenge you to move forward and find the shape of your success.